right, everybody, welcome into the Western States Racing League in the first playoff round of 12. I am James Riles, going to be doing it solo tonight for the time being. I'm excited to have you here at Richmond Raceway. It should be a good one at the short 0.72 mile track. It's cold here in Richmond as well as it is all over the country following this. What a gorgeous Halloween it was. So hope you had a good one. We've got a good show for you here. We got Bob Beltrami already putting down some fast speeds. Jeff Hollingsworth just put down a really fast speed. They're doing qualifying for you. We're going to be ready here in about 4.5 minutes for the show. So it should be a good time once we get there, as we are just now getting ready. We just started the playoff round of 12, as I said earlier. So I'm going to find out who's in there right now. But all together, guys, we're happy to have you here on Esports Broadcasting Network. Go ahead and shout out whoever you are looking forward to seeing racing in the chat if you do see it. And if you are watching this live, we appreciate the heck out of you. If you're watching a replay, hey, thank you as well. As we just love bringing you guys this stuff and letting you have a chance to see the amazing drivers here at WSRL Racing League. So we're gonna go away and we're gonna be right back here in about 2 minutes as we're gonna take a word from our sponsors from Red Cat Racing. So we really appreciate them. We're going to get them up, as you're not going to miss a thing. We're going to see some of these guys that are taking some laps in the background on the side-by-side. All right, that was the Red Cat Marksman. Really good group of guys over at Red Cat. Christmas is coming up. You can get the RC enthusiast in your life. One of the best crawlers on the market right now, the Marksman or the Red Cat Gen 8. I have one of those. Fantastic scale crawler to get into the hobby, or if you are into it already, they can get you in there, as well as they've got some other options. Very budget friendly at Red Cat. That's why we like them. Quality and budget friendly is hard to get both, but they've got them. So right now we've got Jeff Schweimer, Jeff Hollingsworth, your top 2. Bob Beltrami and the reigning champion Bentley Glazier in 4th. Charles Woods rounding at your top 5. And I think that's everybody that's going to get one in. Dustin Burns trying to get a lap in. Oh, just barely. Just barely going to get that one in if he didn't tag the wall there. That's going to do it for him. As we are about to get started here, folks, we will go run you through the grid. There we go. We got 160 laps up coming in Richmond from the Western States Racing League, folks. It should be a good one. So, on your grid, once everybody starts getting gridded up, we'll go over that. But there is a link in the description, as well as a link in our chat about that, where you can find those Red Cat machines. Those are some good ones there, and we like having them on, as well as cast iron outdoor cooking. Go. We like having them as well. So here we go. Let's go ahead and run through the grid for you real quick. We got Jeff Schweimer starting off first with Jeff Hollingsworth on his outside. Then row 2, we got Bob Beltrami, Bentley Glazier, Charles Woods, and Ryan Patty round out your row 3. Row 4 is going to be Kyle McCartney and Dennis Fuson. Then we got Brian Barnes and Ryan Steele rounding out the top 10. I'm sorry. There we go. Next, we got Earl Weaver and William Fletcher, Wayne Hutchinson and Paul Hoffman in row 7. Row 8 is going to be Ron Hollyfold and Carl Burke, Paul Krumai and Angel Espo, going to be row 18. And then we got David Weaver and James Campbell, row 10. Keith Kellman and Timothy Bates, row 11. We got Eric Woods and Fred Williams, row 12. And then rounding out the field, row 16 is going to be Dustin Burns and Dan Stussy. As we do have a couple cars taking a little bit row to the back. Carl Burke unable to grid up. That's going to give him positions. So it should be a really good one from here. As they're doing their pre-race speech right now. Really hoping to have a clean race, as this league does enforce a lot of very important rules to keep the guys coming in here. So going over the standings, of course, we got Bentley Glazier, Ryan Steele, Jeff Schweimer, Kyle Harlesworth. Jeff Schweimer, Kyle McCartney, and Jeff Hollingsworth in the top 5. They're battling for the playoffs. As I believe we're in the playoffs right now. My main guy usually here is not here right now, but I'll get you guys fun. The pace car going to come down. Jeff Schweimer going to bring him around. He's going to hit the loud pedal. There we go. Jeff Schweimer getting a huge start under the green flag. Jeff Hollingsworth behind him. Bob Beltrami trying to get a run on the inside of Glazier. He's not going to get there. But to the inside of Hollingsworth. Glazier now coming in. Richmond, a very technical track, almost a flat track with the way this thing develops. Everybody else through the field trying to line themselves out, as this is the battle 2x2. Ryan Steele and Brian Barnes. Up in front of them, Dennis Fuson and Kyle McCartney working on each other, as we're going to try and let this thing develop. You do not want to get stuck on that inside lane. Oh, as we've got a caution, folks. Huge checkup. 95 of Fred Williams involved. Earl Weaver started that out. See what happened there. Oh, looks like Earl Weaver just gets loose, tags the inside. Oh, and there's nothing the 17 or the 95 can do about it. Very unfortunate for Fred Williams and the 17 of James Campbell. Looks like James has the advantage there on as far as damage. He's able to get that thing going somehow as he took an absolute ride. Very interesting there. So there we go. First caution of the night here at the Western States Racing League's playoff round of 12. We'll go ahead and go through the rest of those names for you. We got Bob Beltrami in 6th in the points. Dennis Busan is 7th. Brian Barnes in 8th. Rob Gall did not see him out here today. Don't remember saying his name. Is in 9th. And then Wayne Hutchinson tied in 10th with Charles Woods. Eric Woods. There we go. Charles is up there in 6th. So we'll keep an eye on that as we go over and we continue to race through the night here. It's going to be a long one, folks. Buckle in. I'm looking about an hour here. They did run 40% time, and I believe when I'm on here, they do run 40% fuel as well. Thick setup. Fuel capacity is at 100 with 4 extra sets of tires, 3 green, white, checkered temps. Restarts are controlled by the leader once the pace car moves to the exit of the track. And do not change lanes. So pretty basic roofs there. As it's going to restart single file here. I believe the pace lights are off. They're going to let them go single file. With Jeff Schweimer in front. Jeff Hollingsworth behind him, Bob Beltrami and Bentley Glazier. Top 4, no movement. Ryan Patty going to get himself in 5th positions by passing Charles Wood. There we go. Jeff Schweimer going to take it off. Green flag is out. Back behind him, everybody playing nice. On those single file restarts really helps those things get started. But the guy to watch here, Bob Beltrami and Bentley Glazier. These two have been racing each other for a very long time. Bentley the Tuesday and Friday. Oh, we got another caution. 95, Fred Williams. Going to the inside, just overcooked it a little bit on that car there, unable to get it back around in that Mid-South 95. I believe that was an Alt F4 moment. Fred is out of the race currently. Oh, never mind. He's back out there. Just getting started. Going to be a lap behind. So again, no movement up front. We're seeing how hard it is to pass. And the biggest thing at Richmond, guys, you can't beat yourself here. The relatively flat track. It's got the speed to be dangerous if you're not looking forward, especially if you're used to these truck cars. Anyone who's ever driven these truck cars. Anyone who's ever driven these trucks can tell you that it is a mess to try and handle them at short tracks. You put them at a 1.5 or anywhere else, they really are able to shine. But here at these short tracks, it's hard to handle these things. And the power that these trucks are putting down to those rear tires there. So really the person with the most to gain in the top 5 is gonna be like Bob Beltrami, currently sitting in 6th. He needs all the points he can get. So to get up there and have a good running right now would be absolutely huge for him. As the pace lights are still on, we're going to go around one more time under these conditions. Look at the inside of Jeff Schweimer's car, as he's in the best position. His race to lose right now. We're going to go back double file, I believe, what it's looking like here. As iRacing still working on what they're going to do with this restart. Look through the field. Pretty much our biggest gainers right now, Dustin Burns and Dan Stussy. They hung back, did not put any times in. Were ranked by iRating, and they're just getting through the field. There we go. Pace lights are off. 24 going to take the inside lane. Jeff Hollingsworth going to be on his outside. Bentley Glacier and Bob Beltrami in the second row. And then Ryan Patty going to start us off in 5th there on the inside of the third row. They're getting them tuned up. Jeff Glazier going to go ahead and get all his knobs set, get ready to rock, and hit the loud pedal. There he goes. Jeff Hollingsworth caught sleeping a little bit. Bob Beltrami going to work on that inside. That's going to be huge if he can get the inside here. He does. As he's on the inside, the 87 Bentley Glazier's washed up a little bit. Bob Beltrami bringing Ryan Patty with him. That inside line just freight training. Kyle McCartney now working on that inside of the 87. It's going to do a lot for wearing out those tires. Those tires are going to be a huge factor here. You see, I believe that's Dennis Dusan in the 11 truck working that inside as well. He's going to clear the 40 of Charles Woods in that Postal Service Workers Chevrolet. Look now, Jeff Conner just set the fastest lap of the race up front. He's got nobody to worry about. It's later on back in the field. Paul Hoffman and Charles Woods going in the wrong direction. -4 positions so far since the start. He started in 5th. Getting stuck on that outside line the second time really hurt him. Right, we got a car on the wall. That's the 28 William Fletcher. 2 cars, Paul Krumai going to the inside as we got a big checkup. They're in the back, everybody trying to find a place to be. Once something happens here, it's wall to wall. There's really no apron on the backstretch. No apron, and it's not a self-cleaning track. It is a small slope of these turns rather than like a Talladega or a 1.5. So it's going to hurt you as Ryan Steele's going to try and make it to the inside of Colin McCartney. It's a huge drive off, but he's not going to clear Kyle yet. He's still got to do some work. See those cars get on the brakes. more this race goes on, the more this line is going to move up due to the fact that people are losing tires, and also the rubber. Once the rubber gets put down on these asphalt tracks, it helps out a little bit with the traction. But once people do get fresh tires, we'll start seeing that. We're on trying to keep an eye on everything here. Keith Kelman doing some work, trying to get to the inside. He's currently getting passed by Paul Kamai. Trying to get to that inside. Yo, for it, Dustin Burns up 7 positions so far. Working out something a little bit on the high line. Almost gets down into the 22. Last minute, the spotter told him to hold off as he was looking to the bottom. That was Timothy Bates, who's now going to try and make a move on Keith Kelman. There he goes. Up front, take a look at Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele up 5 positions from 10th. Good job. Let's see what I'm going to keep an eye on this battle, though. This is looking like it's getting dicey between the 22 and the 7. It's Keith Kelman and Timothy Bates. As the longer we go here, lap traffic is going to be an issue here in about 20 laps. Oh, Timothy Bates, we saw this earlier. This was the battle we were watching. Keith Kelman getting turned. A lot of damage on that 7 truck. That Toyota just barely going to beat the pace car around. We'll see what happened. It just gets led in by the 22. That was just a, don't think it was an intentional send, but it was a send nonetheless. As when these trucks are braking, there's not a lot of traction on that rear end to begin with. So once you lift that up a little bit more, then it's just not good for you. What's going on with Dustin Burns there? So in the top 10, what we've seen, Ryan Patty coming down pit road. I don't think anything happened to Ryan. Maybe getting into the wall just a little bit. Maybe coming down pit road to do a little repairs on that DeWalt 30. That's what it looks like. He's been in there for about 32 seconds. So taking the advantage right now to do some repairs when everybody else doesn't come in. Ryan Steele's made his way into the top 10. William Fletcher, another one that has made his way into the top 10. Those are the only outliers. Charles Woods going the wrong direction. Well as like Earl Weaver's down 12 positions. Started 11th. So not too much going on there. Guys, again, appreciate you watching. If you are watching, go ahead and give us a subscribe and share us out to your friends. All that great stuff that we do. We appreciate the heck out of you for watching. Give me something to talk about. Let me know in the chat which driver you want me to focus on. In the chat, you can also check out the link for the Red Cat Racing. If you use that link, go check the stuff out. Save it in your browser, and the next time if you're ready to buy some Christmas presents for the kiddos, they have some really good ones. They're a very budget-friendly company, as well as they have the high-end stuff as well. Give them a shout. Take a look at one of their high-end trucks a little bit farther along in the broadcast. Pace lights are going to stay on. We're down to 28 of 160 laps here at Richmond in the playoff round of 12. Bentley Glazier leading the points. Ryan Steele behind him. We're seeing why as he's making him move through the field. Jeff Schweimer, another one. Up there is. We're going door to door. We're going to go green next time around here on lap 30. A lot of racing left to do here, folks. A lot of stuff that could happen for these guys. That Chevrolet pace car is going to pull in. Coming into the pits. Jeff has gotten a lot of starts, so he knows what to do. We're going to see if he does the same thing here. There he goes. He's gone. Good jump. Bob Beltrami on his outside this time. Found out why he was able to get by Jeff Hollingsworth so easily, as that outside line just cannot get a run on the restarts. Now Jeff Hollingsworth looking to take back his second position from Bob. Older tires now, a little bit harder to hold that high line, but also a little bit harder to get the drive on the outside, so it evens out pretty well for him. We're seeing through the field, as we're going to keep an eye on this battle for now, and then we'll go through the field a little bit. Still side by side for second place, Bob Beltrami, Jeff Hollingsworth. Oh, just barely clearing is the 97. He's going to make that happen, be able to get a little bit. We're going to see if we're going to get a crossover. Not really a short enough track for the crossover. This is a 0.74 mile track. It's not the 0.5, and that little bit makes all the difference. As we go back, we got Bent Glazer and Kyle McCartney, or that's Ryan Steele on his inside. Ryan trying to take away another position to put on the belt. Trying to get fourth from the points leader, Bentley Glazier. He's going to do so. Oh, nope, he's not going to do it. Bentley getting a really good run on that outside, unable to make that happen. William Fletcher working on the inside. We're stuck on the outside of Wayne Hutchinson. Wayne looking to make the pass on the Ford. 28. Battles all over the field here. This is for your top 10. As we go up front, Jeff Schweimer has got a rear view mirror full of Jeff Hollingsworth. For the lead. Because now the pressure's on. If you're Jeff, because either Jeff, I guess, really. Jeff Hollingsworth, really all he's got to do here is pressure Jeff Schweimer. So Schweimer and Hollingsworth, there we go. That's how we're going to call that from here on out. Just got to put some pressure on him. Make sure he knows, hey, I'm here. It's up to you to make the mistake. Races, places like Phoenix, here, a lot of the other flat 1.5s or 1 milers. Very important not to wreck out the guy in front of you, but more so you've got to pressure him, make them make a mistake. And it looks like these two are not having it, especially with Bob Beltrami waiting in the wings. Back on that battle we had earlier, that side-by-side action is going to slow down everybody behind them. This is in 10th position. William Fletcher unable to get the pass on Wayne Hutchinson. Ron Hollyfield trying to get in there, as well as Paul Krumai and Ryan Patty. A little bit of a 2x1x2 formation coming here. Really, whoever the two decides to back, and Ron Hollingfield, he can make something happen here, as he's just not close enough to influence, unable to pick a line to stick with. Ryan Patty. Paul Kermai getting pushed a little bit high in the wall. He's going to back out of this fight. That simplifies things again. But Bob Beltrami, just accordion effect here. Unable to get up to Holling. Once he gets up to Hollingsworth and Jeff, since they're not making mistakes, you can't pass him on the outside, so he falls back. Bentley Glazier going to try and come on the inside of him. Get on the brakes hard. He's got a backer and Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele trying to take away the 4th position from Bob Beltrami, if we can make this happen. As he is. Bob Beltrami going to do the smart thing. He's not going to try and fight on that outside. He wants the line. He wants to be able to be here at the end of the race. As we're about a 4th through it. I guess a quarter would be the right way to say that. Bentley Glazier, Ryan Steele, and Bob Beltrami. Not too far bad there. Bob doing the really smart thing. You don't want to fight on that outside. We're seeing that with these guys. William Fletcher has made the pass on Wayne Hutchinson, but still, that held them up so bad that there's a 2.5 second gap to the 9th of Charles Wood. So that was battling for 10th may have cost them more than they wanted to pay, as now the 30 of Ryan Patty's going to get himself involved on the 25 of Wayne Hutchinson. So right now we got Jeff Schweimer, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glazier, Ryan Steele, Bob Beltrami, Kyle McCartney, Dennis Fuson, Brian Barnes, Charles Woods, all within 3 seconds. And then 3 seconds back, we have William Fletcher, Wayne Hutchinson, Ryan Patty. These guys, Wayne just cannot catch a break. Ryan Patty trying to get by him. So we are looking about catching lap traffic. Angel Espo is not too far off. There you see him just coming across the line. Right behind him. Oh, we got a wreck. Wayne Hutchinson. We talked about it. Could not catch a break. Wayne Hutchinson, David Weaver, Ryan Patty. Take a look. As if I was a betting man, I'd have called this about 3 laps ago. Side-by-side racing, really hard to facilitate at a track like Richmond later on in the tire run, as we see the 30 just going a little bit higher. Once that contact was made, there was nothing he could do. 25, and then a lot of netcode into the 30. And the waters part for, who is that? The 2 of Ron Holyfield, able to get by. Unfortunately, David Weaver unable to. Let's see that from Ron's point of view as everybody's coming down pit road, by the way. Just able to get by there, man. Trying to get a fresh, talk about getting a fresh suit. That'll do it for you. Seems like everybody came in. Jeff Schweimer, only one who didn't was Earl Weaver. Unfortunately, he has to come down. An EOL for that. Sorry, that's not an EOL. He's just falling back. James Campbell deciding to go when pit road was a little less crowded. He's going to have to wait at the end. He doesn't want to come out right now. Pit road exit is closed. So, not a thing changed there. Jeff Schweimer, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glazier, Bob Beltrami, Ryan Still, still your top 5. Everybody having very similar pit times. William Fletcher losing all the positions he gained back to 12th. Slow pit stop. Ryan Patty and Wayne Hutchinson trying to get some repairs done. Dustin Burns Keith Kelman really, or other guys who were working on that. This is what we're watching, folks. As Earl Weaver having to fall to the back. There we go. David Weaver going to get the wave around. We are 1 to go here. Lap 51 of 160 of the Western States Racing. Brought to you, of course, by Outdoor Cast Iron Cooking and Western States' oldest iRacing leagues in the service. In October of 1999 on NASCAR Racing 3. So green flag is out. Jeff Schweimer going to take him around one more time. These guys have got to be getting wise to that, as the outside line just stalling so bad here. Unable to get something moving. Oh, as we got Ryan Steele into the inside wall. That's not going to bring out the caution if he can get that thing going. Ryan Steele getting squeezed a little bit there. Fresh tires are going to do it. That's what it was. That was just him on his own. Fresh tires really... those fresh tires, especially at night in Richmond, it's cold outside. About 76 degrees, 81 degree track temperature. That's definitely going to hurt you as we're back live. Jeff Hollingsworth found out what the price of second place is. That outside line, he's getting freight trained here. Brian Barnes about to complete the pass. I'm sorry, Brian Barnes is the one getting freight trained. Colin McCartney, we'll see if he's going to follow him down on fresh tires. Jeff Schweimer just put down the fastest lap of the race again. Beat his lap time from earlier. As this is the battle, Bob Beltrami falling back on that restart and the issue with Brian Steele. Speaking of, Ryan has gathered that thing back together. He is only 7 seconds back. So he's on a tear. Got to be doing some work. And now Jeff Hollingsworth runs the fastest track time of the day with a 22.03. We have another caution. David Weaver into the outside wall on the 16 truck. Oh, Ryan Steele on his way through catches David Weaver in the quarter panel. I want to see this. It happened a little bit earlier. What the deal was here. Just trying to get back through. Shows that he's going to the inside. Again, though, you gotta know who you're racing, and that was very unfortunate for that. Is Bob Beltrami going to come down pit road? Interesting choice, though. We're going to go to commercial. You're not going to miss a thing. We're going to go side by side. Of course, those are our friends over at Red Cat. We appreciate the heck out of them. That was the Kaiju. Is a fantastic basher. One of the high-end options you can have there. And it'll actually outpace a lot of your name brand. I guess say name brand. Red Cat is a name brand, but a lot of the higher brands like the Traxxas bashers, especially the Arma. If you're in the scene, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, these bashers will outpace them, and they've also got the parts available to replace them a lot easier. I know I've been wrenching on my Arma Sentinel a little bit, and it takes a lot to keep that thing up and going. But these Red Cat machines do not plug and play. All the parts work together. You don't have to buy a front axle, a rear axle, whatever you got going on. You can just usually plug and play on some of their stuff they've got out right now. A new short course truck as well. I'm pretty excited about. Of course, that link is in the description. Looks like more lag monster Don. Welcome in, sir. Am I lagging? We are in 1080p. So there we go. Jeff Schreimer gonna bunch them up. Bentley Glazier and Jeff Hollingsworth gonna get lined out. Luckily, Bentley able to get down. So we got another yellow, folks. William Fletcher in the wall. 30 riding up on William. There's William. Nothing he can do. That one. Get another angle there, just coming up on him. Very unfortunate for the 28 of William Fletcher. This is not a very conducive track for side-by-side racing, as we saw there. But back to what I was saying earlier, this Western States Racing League has been absolutely, it's one of the oldest leagues I've seen. Started in October of 1999 when I was 7 years old, folks. So you know. Ran on NASCAR Racing 3 on their own server located in Southern California. Members had to be within a few states. That's very interesting. Of course, I'm getting all this off the Western States Racing League website, which is WSRLracing.com. Check them out if you want to learn about one of the OG tracks here. Your OG leagues. There we go. Made the upgrade to NASCAR 4 in 2001. Continued to upgrade as Piper's debuted new versions. And in the spring of 22, ran the Monday series over to Tuesday. So there you go, folks. And then in 2010, they came over to the iRacing.com service. If you're looking for a league that doesn't take any bull crap and is out here doing what needs to be done, that's the Western States Racing. Can't say enough about a league that's been around for what is now 22 years. So kudos to them for that. We love to have them. We're really glad to have these guys on board with us here at Esports Broadcasting Network. Folks, we are pace lights going off in the official pace truck of NASCAR, the Chevrolet Silverado, going to bring around the Ford of Bentley Glazier. as we are going to be starting single file from here on out. Try and get a green flag run going. As the next, looks like the next cycle gonna be lap 94, and from there you get one more in, so 2 more pits left. As Jeff Schweimer's gonna get a restart in single file. We'll see how that works for him. As the 87 of Bentley Glazier on his outside. There we go. We are moving. Jeff Schweimer getting up to a half-second lead already behind him. Jeff Hollingsworth, Brian Barnes looking at each other. Kyle McCartney going to dive it in on the inside of the 4. He's going to make that very caught the Brian Barnes lacking there. So far, we'll see if Brian can hold him off for 4th position. As he's not clear yet. It's going to take one more time around. Unless he lets him up here. He's not going to. He's not giving up this position. He's going to make the 18 of Kyle McCartney use up everything he has on the inside to get that pass. He is going to clear him. Farther on back the field. Let's see if Dennis Fusson's going to test Brian Barnes. He's trying to run that midline, but it's just not there. Keith Kellman is out. Gonna get this thing rolling. Hopefully, we're not gonna have another caution. But Brian Barnes did hold off Dennis Fusson. We got Bob Beltrami, who came down pit road a little bit earlier than everybody else. Trying to work on the inside, gets absolutely pinched by David Weaver. Caused a big pile up in the back there. Angelo Espo involved, David Weaver, Bob Beltrami. We saw that happen live. That was really not much that Bob could have done there. He had the inside by a mile. Possibly the spotter going to get a hot dog for David Weaver there. As there's nothing Bob could have done there other than get forced on the apron. David Weaver's spotter probably not talking to him, didn't know he was there. And unfortunately, Angelo Espo is going to be one of the innocent victims there. Unable to avoid the 16. So here we go, folks. We are on our seventh caution. Folks, just a reminder, let me know who you're rooting for. We'll give them more screen time. We love to do it, especially when we got these yellows. I've only got 2 ads for Red Cat, so y'all suffered through those already. We'll see if we can get to the halfway point before an hour here. About 5 laps left to go till we're at that halfway point. Tell me who you're rooting for, who you want to see more of, why you're watching. If you're just coming in from the street, you let me know. We can talk about it. I am here for it. Jeff Schweimer there. Kyle McCartney. there we go. There's some action. Jeff Hollingsworth and Jeff Schweimer are 1 and 2 are now in the back of the field. They're gonna have to work through the field as they just came by for their second stop. Looking at a late pit for that. Ron Hollyfield as well. Angelo Espo came in. Paul Kermai, Dave Weaver. Everybody else electing to stay out. James Campbell has not pitted since lap 3. That can't be correct. Got to be an issue with iRacing. Live timing there. As Kyle McCartney's going to be your leader around. Green flag is out. Kyle McCartney going to bring him around. We're going to go ahead and go to a Turn It Up segment here for you guys. All right, folks, we are back. We using me, James Riles, here in the booth for Esports Broadcasting Network. We saw that battle. Brian Barnes trying to work on Kyle McCartney. Talked about earlier, it's hard to pass somebody who stays low. You just got to really wait for them to make a mistake. If you're a little bit faster, you might feel comfortable going in there, giving the old chrome horn, but as of right now, these guys really trying to make it to the end of the race. A lot of race left. Lap 90 of 160. Of course, Bob Beltrami is making a tear up with Bentley Glazier behind him. Bentley with about 15 laps. Fresher tires, but I guarantee those were not yellow, or those were not green flag laps, as this is just about the longest green flag stint we've had all day. He's going to make it. There's just those little bit of fresh tires. Bentley Glazier was down to about 16th on the restart. He's up 10 positions so far. Jeff Schweimer and Jeff Hollingsworth in the same boat. But back up front, Ryan Patty now's got a rear view mirror full of Bentley Glazier. He's going to try and make it through. Going to go on board with Bentley here. See, he's really got no pressure from behind. Bob Beltrami, slower tires, not able to do anything. He just has to get by the 30 Ryan Patty, who was involved in an earlier incident. He's able to make those tires stick down lower. Now he's got his sights set on Dennis Fuson, as it's not going to take him long here to get past. Oh, we got a car on the wall in the back. Jeff Hollingsworth. One of those we said had fresh tires, gets in the wall a little bit. Now Bentley Glazier tucks behind Ryan Patty before he goes to work. You don't want to rush this, picking off these cars. Go too fast, you might mess something up, as Ryan Patty's trying to start something that I don't think he can finish. Because the tire advantage is just so large here. These are your top 5 cars that Bentley Glazier is just carving up here. Now he goes to work on Brian Barnes, who for the majority of this race has been the one putting the pressure on Colin, or this stint, I'm sorry, putting the pressure on Colin McCartney. Now Brian Barnes behind him. Going to take him off his line. Just see how low he's able to go. That's absolutely insane in the Air Raid Chevrolet. Lap times showing the difference here. Glazier about 2/10 faster, which on a 22-second track is a ton. That's with him trying to get past people. So he's going to work on the leader, Kyle McCartney. As Brian Barnes, Ryan Patty, Bob Beltrami getting in a little bit of trouble there. Now Ryan Patty, Dennis Fuson going to get together. That's going to stack everybody up behind him. 24 car of Jeff Schweimer, another one of those with fresh tires to watch. Expect him to go on the same path. He really... he knows if we have a green flag run here, he just needs to keep Bentley Glazier, who, as I'm talking about it, he's going to try and make a pass. We got a lap car coming up. So I believe that's Timothy Bates. Bentley on the outside. Colin McCartney trying to get the turnaround on him. If you're Kyle McCartney and you're trying to battle with that car, oh, gets a little too low. Now he's going to be forced to the back of Brian Barnes. Lap car of the 07. Keith Kellman now going to get involved. Not on his own. Not on purpose, I mean. It's a lap car getting out there trying to tear laps. They're 3 wide. That's going to affect the race. As he's in the wall, he's going to hold it in the wall, doing the exact right thing. There's a ton of speed disparity there as we saw the top 10 cars get by him. That's huge for Jeff Swimer, who was looking to make an easy pass on Bob Beltrami. Got a little bit harder, had to dive down very low on the inside, hurting his time. Bob Beltrami trying to get past Dennis Fuson. Dennis making that truck as wide as possible. That's what he needs to do. He needs these guys to wear out their tires to even out a little bit, as they're going to have to come down pit road very soon. 100% fuel, so not too worried about fuel here. But they are worried about the 1 second gap that these fresh tires give them. They're running very consistent times. The cold temperatures here in Richmond, Virginia, really coming into play as the tires not falling off as much as you would expect to. In a heavy braking track, Jeff Schweimer going to work to the inside of Bob Beltrami. Going to make that pass work. Bob Beltrami falling back to 7th. Finley Glazier, he's got another lap car to worry about. That's David Weaver. As we're going to see now our very first real issue with lap cars. Dustin Burns going to the very far inside, not wanting to get involved in that race. David Weaver fighting to stay in the lucky dog. He's got to keep Bentley as close as possible. And Dennis Fuson finally getting passed by Jeff. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Guys, I don't mean to mess up these names. As Bentley has stepped it out here, last pitted lap 73 in the best position. He can pretty much come down whenever he wants to. Once these guys start coming in, we're going to see the lap 47 cars come in. That's Colin McCartney, Ryan Patty, Brian Barnes, and then the last car. Sorry, not the last car, but the next car that came in on lap 73 is going to be Jeff Schweimer, who's got to try and get as close to Bentley Glazier as he can. Oh, he got a car in the wall. David Weaver, unfortunately unable to keep up with the pace of the field that was catching him. Looks like the 28 trying to get to his inside a little bit quicker than he was expecting. Oh, the 28 washed up into David Weaver. Getting a little aggressive there. Unfortunately, I think that's Jeff Hollingsworth who got a little bit of Weaver. Very unfortunate for him, as now everybody's going to come down, but Jeff Schweimer stays out. I think literally everybody. Angelo Espo, the first one, did not come in. James Campbell comes in. Eric Woods comes in. We're going to see the battle off pit road. Everybody getting a full set of Goodyear tires. Like Bentley Glazier, Colin McCartney, Ryan Patty, and Dustin Burns. Take a look at this thing. I don't know. I won't do. Brian Barnes and Porcar. Dennis Fuson, Bob Beltrami, Charles Woods, Ron Hollyfield going to be your top 10. As we come back here, we're going to let this sort out. We're going to go to another ad break, guys.
You know that guy? The one who, just minutes before the green flag, keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam. And Adam needs some help. This, on the other hand, is Steve. Steve is a solid racer, and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But Steve knows a secret. Steve lets our crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 50 cars on the iRacing service, so no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody really should tell Adam.
Imagine a theater experience so real you're part of the action. Breakthrough technology that shakes your seat at precisely the right moment so you can feel the action on the screen. Choose 4D Cinemas powered by Butt Kicker for the ultimate theater experience. And for the ultimate in movies, gaming, and sports at home, add your own Butt Kicker. A simple, wireless, affordable device that takes just seconds to install. Text the word on the screen right now.
Alright, so we are about to go green here. Pace lights are off. Lap 114 up 160. Just about everybody in the top 10 took tires except for Jeff Schweimer. So we're going to see how that's going to affect his races. He's got a lot of work to do. We saw him saving a little bit. Did not push as hard as his counterparts. As here he goes. Jeff Schweimer back in the pole position. He's got the restart. Good jump on the outside. Bentley Glazier getting right down there. He's not trying to get freight trained as he is going to be working on the old tires. It's not going to take long, I don't think, because he's working on an outside pass. That doesn't work with 3 wide for the lead. Kyle McCartney trying to get involved. Ryan Patty on the outside. The 24 of Jeff Schweimer absolutely flying backwards in the wrong direction. Now we're 3 wide for third. 30 in the 4 working on it. The 18 gets a little squirrely as we have another caution. Paul Krumai, big one there. Paul Krumai, Angela Espo. Timothy Bates going off draft. David Weaver. Like that one was the 25. Dwayne Hutchinson. 85 involved. As the 25 gets him loose and then tries to come down. 46 is down there. Of course, Wayne does not know that the 46 is down there. Goes to what he expects his line to be, and unfortunately, Wayne Hutchinson was there. Unfortunate little get together with them. So about Major's Garage, be like Steve. Don't go. If you're looking for a setup for your race, whatever you got going on, you can check out Major's Garage. As guys, I will remind you, I'm in the booth by myself tonight. I need you desperately. This is a call to action for all of you watching in the YouTube channel right now. Go ahead and give us a like on the stream, as well as shout out your driver. I want to know who you're here to watch so that I can give them the screen time they deserve. These guys spend a lot of time on their paints, a lot of time getting these trucks ready for the race, and I want to know who you're watching so we can get them some screen time in here. You're watching Dustin Burns. He is having a good race so far. Currently in the 16th position, but he's up 9 positions from his start. So playing things safe back there. Of course, this is the round of 12 playoff race. I believe, guys. Me too, Dad. It's in my brains in the booth. And Tony, he is sick today. Hopefully he gets to feeling better. But we got it until he comes back. As of course, Bentley Glazier, who's leading the race. Is your points leader in the playoffs with 594 points. Closest to him is going to be Ryan Steele, who had some issues earlier on involved in an incident. He's 33 points behind the leader in the playoff standings, Jeff Schweimer. Another one who's really looking for points here, Kyle McCartney in 4th, Jeff Hollingsworth in 5th, Bob Beltrami stands the most to gain. He's 99 points behind our leader, only 1 point behind Jeff Hollingsworth, so any position here would help him out. I guess I can try and look up the point system. There we go. It is based off the 2011 to 2015 point system as scored by NASCAR, registered trademark. 43 points for first, 42nd, 42 for second, and so on, down to 1 point if there's a 43 car field. 1 bonus point for leading a lap, and 1 bonus point for leading the most laps. So it is a points chase. It doesn't look like there's any playoff. Any playoffs here, so it is a points chase in the end as we go live without me knowing it. We did. Bentley Glazier. Green flag is out. I didn't miss it. Bentley getting rolling air. Everybody behind him so far so good. As Jeff Schweimer continues to fall back, Bob Beltrami looking to the outside. He knows there's nothing there. Now he's got the 28 on his onside gun, but he's stuck behind the slower car, Jeff Schweimer, the only car out on old tires. 30-lap green flag tires for Jeff. So definitely at a disadvantage as no one else has to pit. As it is a gaggle here, angry bees as we like to call him, Bob Beltrami, and we have another caution. Keith Hellman. I think that was Dustin Burns there. Locking it up. We didn't really catch what happened there. Be a self-spin. He came in on the last pit stop, so he has those tires cold. Yep, that's what happened. Self-spin. Able to lock it up and almost keep it out of the wall. These trucks are durable. It looks like no damage on the floor. Dustin Burns. Here is another tidbit for you. The WSRL, if you are interested in joining, I love this. They have a barbecue rule. This is awesome for them. It states in their rule book that you will race your fellow drivers hard, treat them with respect both on the track and in chat, such that if you were to get up from your computer or your sim or whatever you got going on and walk into your own backyard, everyone from the race was there having a barbecue. You would feel comfortable facing them and joining them for a good time. So these guys are all here to have fun, first and foremost, and also have some good racing. As today we're having a little, Richmond is one of those. I don't know if you are watching, if you're into the sim, or if you're a driver coming back to watch the race. You might know that might have to talk to these guys at a barbecue. So keep that in mind as we finish this out. We still got 34 laps to go. No takers down pit road, except for, I believe, Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff Schweimer just came down pit road, so he's going to start at the back of the field after falling back. Hemorrhaging positions, realizing that, hey, it's time to make this thing happen as the pace lights are still on. We got one more lap here. Couple more laps of doing this thing. Rounding out your 12, we'll go ahead and talk about them. Dennis Buisson, Brian Barnes, Rob Gall. As I believe we're going to have one to go this time around. They're lining up. Pace lights are off, and that Chevy pace car driven by Jonathan Boston. Ryan Patty's in with us. Three green flag racing. Bentley Glazier going to get a good jump, as all the leaders have, using that to their advantage. Ryan Patty going to try and get down with 3 wide back to back. This on Bob Beltrami trying to make something work. Brian Barnes going to throw the block on Dennis Buisson. Dennis Buisson slowing down. That might give Bob the advantage he needs, as now we're going to be 3 wide here. Ryan Steele trying to make it to the inside 11. He makes contact, slows down. Real aggressive driving from Ryan Steele there. As the battle of watch is in front of him, Bob Beltrami and Brian Barnes, or Dennis Buisson, I'm sorry, it's Dennis's, Brian, geez Louise. Bob Beltrami gonna switch up Dennis Buisson, try and get to the inside there. Ryan Steele making the smart move. He's gonna sit back and let this thing sort itself out. Jeff Hollingsworth wants to get in there as well. Not going to be able to do so. So hard to find traction. It lulls you into a false sense of security, these trucks. As you think you have enough to get down there and stick it in, but these guys are on about 22 laps. As Jeff Hollingsworth gets into Bob Beltrami, we're going to have another caution. What happened with that one, folks? Well, it looks like Bob gets a little bit squirrely. No room down low for Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele involved in another one, and then absolutely gets clobbered by the 28. So that was William Fletcher who's going to put it on the hauler and get out of here. Don't blame me, William. Ryan Steele going to try and get that thing fixed. Bob Beltrami really didn't need any issues, but he's got them. Bentley Glazier going to lead us around. We're going to take another quick break.
Imagine a theater experience.
All right, folks, we are back. We took the green. Not too much happened since then, but we'll see how it rolls out as we get a little bit of a battle back here. There we go. James Campbell getting into the inside wall. Not going to bring out a caution. James going to get able to get that thing rolling back. Hopefully before the leaders are able to get to him. Bentley Glazier in the lead. Brian Patty in second, the 30 car. Kyle McCartney, the only non-Chevy in the top 5 as in that Toyota. Trying to work on, or getting worked on by Brian Barnes. We're seeing that kind of accordion effect you get in traffic where if the guy in front of you slows up, since this is a bottom lane dominant field, definitely has that effect as Jeff trying to make his way back up. He's got Jeff Hollingsworth in front of him. Held up by Dennis Busan here. They're stacked up pretty tight in the top 5. About a second between them. As Bentley Glazier getting Ryan Patty trying to roll this thing out. Brian Barnes and Fortunes Busan in 5th. Jeff Hollingsworth in 6th. We know he's got speed. He's got the fastest lap of the race, but everybody on semi-old tires. But here comes Jeff Schweimer. Don't count him out. He came in at lap 124. Freshest tires on the track if you don't count the damaged car of Bob Beltrami. Ryan Steele has been down pit road 8 times. cannot keep himself out of trouble, mostly getting unlucky, being in the wrong place, the wrong time, just trying to get stuck in a feedback loop. Gets sent to the back, and then, unfortunately, because he has to drive aggressively through the field, finds himself stepping in the cow patties as he's coming through. Jeff Hollingsworth, as we talked about earlier, Jeff, they were running 1 and 2 for a majority of the first set of cautions. Now that we're in the second set, Jeff's got a little bit of advantage with 15 laps to go here, folks. Let's take a look back here just to make sure nothing happens. We're going to keep our eye on him. If you are watching on YouTube, we appreciate the heck out of you here at Esports Broadcasting Network. Sticking with us. If you are a driver that watched this, hope I didn't call a race or anything I saw happen. There we go. Don't know what I'm trying to say. Is the 11 of Dennis Buisson still falling back? Now he's got Ryan Steele. Ryan's been in this position before. Aggressively trying to get to the back of the 24 of Jeff Hollingsworth. Unable to do so. So we got a slow car. That's the 17 to James Campbell going a lap down. Going to try and stick that high. We're going to see if that has any effect on the battle here. Side by side. Coming up on the slower car, he's going to clear him, go bottom. Absolutely throws it into that turn. Jeff Hollingsworth, nothing really he could do there. He's going to fall behind Ryan Steele, as he's got to work on the 11. He's got to make sure he doesn't work too hard trying to stay on the outside of Jeff Steele. Otherwise, he's going to get freight trained by the 11. Able to do so. Now Kyle McCartney. Still got to keep Brian Barnes. Brian Barnes has been an expert so far as putting the pressure on drivers. Not been too aggressive. He's been in the top 10 for the majority of the race, if I recall correctly. Just able to get behind people and get in the rearview mirror, fill it up. But now he's got Jeff Hollingsworth behind him, and then Ryan Steele with the freshest tires, if he had any sets left. As Jeff Hollingsworth looks to get to the inside of the 4, coming into turn 1. He's going to get there. This is a close collection of cars. Now Ryan Steele going to look to the inside of both of them as Jeff tried to clear the 12. Ryan's on the outside of Jeff Hollingsworth. Very interesting move there as we've got another caution. That was Ron Hollyfield still in the wall, the number 2 car. Very unfortunate for him. He's going to fall back to 15th position, 16th, 17th. Doing the right thing, waiting for everybody to get by him. Not sure quite what happened. We've seen it time and time again, folks. Bob Beltrami, the faster car, diving down on the 2 and then washing up into him. Because these guys not content. They getting these issues. You know, Bob Beltrami, Ryan Steele. We're seeing it time and time again where they get to the back and then have to aggressively push forward, and then just an over-aggressive move from my uneducated view. I don't know what's going on between the ears of these drivers. I'm not in the chats. I don't know what was going on there. I don't really wasn't really keeping an eye on this battle. But it's a long race. Obviously, he thought he was faster than the 2 of Ron Hollyfield, so he gets up into him. Just over-aggressive driving we're seeing here at Richmond. It's very easy to do. You can't fault the drivers too hard for it. There it is. One more time. Yeah, you can't fault the drivers too much for being aggressive. They're trying to come out here and win races, but don't want to get other people caught up because you had to get sent to the back on that issue. So Bob Beltrami coming out the winner of that one. He's going to be in 8th. Unfortunately, Ron Hollyfield's going to drop back to 17th after he waited for everybody to pass him with 6 laps to go. We're almost done with this thing, folks. Bentley Glazier is the leader. Brian Patty in 2nd. Kyle McCartney in 3rd. Brian Barnes in 4th. And Ryan Steele has come back to front a couple times. Jeff Schleimer, Dennis Buisson, Bob Beltrami, Earl Weaver, and Eric Woods lead out your top 10. Battle of attrition here, folks. Pace light's still on. Probably going to be about 4 to go when we get rolling here. It's go time. Got to get those straps, those seat belts strapped down tight. That racing harness pulled. Make sure all your knobs are where they need to be. Make sure you're good to go between the seat and the steering wheel. No nuts are loose there as the crew's telling them, hey, we're getting ready to rock. As Ryan Patty, I'm going to really focus on Ryan Patty on this restart because we're going to see what he does. We've seen 2 different schools of thought, and first one being trying to stick on the outside and make something happen. But then later in the race, everybody has been coming down and as fast as they can. Oh, the 30 gets a bad start. That's going to hurt him. That's going to give Kyle McCartney the momentum to come through. Brian Barnes, unfortunately, stuck behind the 30. We'll see if he's going to clear coming into 1. He is going to get to that rear quarter. As Ryan Steele going to try and make his way through. Following the bottom line. The outside line getting absolutely just slowed up. Bottom track dominant here. Old tires. Everybody on about 50 lap old tires. Half of those are yellow, I'm sure. Kyle McCartney able to work to the inside. Now he's got his sights set on Bentley Glazier. Bentley's got it on cruise control. We're going to see if Ryan Steele's going to try and stick his nose down in there. The 30's in the wall. Ryan Steele going to look to the inside of the 18. He's not going to clear him, but he lets him know he's there. This is the battle for second. Bentley Glazier's got about a 0.8 second gap, so this is going to be the fight we're watching with 2 laps to go here. Popsicle sticks in the air as Ryan Patty cannot get out of that inside line. Everybody trying to work at him. Ryan Steele going to take away 3rd, I'm sure. Now he's working on the 18. 18 has the advantage. White flag in the air. Ryan Patty still falling back. There we go. He's going to throw it in there. Gets a little sideways on the 18. We're going to see if he rides up. They're going to be door to door out of 1 and 2 here. The 18 going to give it up for Shortly. He's going to try and make his way around to the inside. He's going to try and throw it down there. Does not have anything for him, but the 30's behind him. Bentley Glazier has taken the checkered flag. Ryan Steele in 2nd. Kyle McCartney 3rd. Ryan Patty in 4th. And, oh, man, the 18 just absolutely doors the 30. I don't know if that was an accident. I didn't see anything going on with them all race. Has some extracurriculars here between Ryan Patty and Kyle McCartney. I don't know what that's about. I didn't really see any issues. But Bentley Glazier's going to do his donuts. Well earned for the leader. Bentley's going to do a quick little burnout and get out of there. Paul Krumai, I see your comment. I'm going to plead the 5th on that. Thanks for checking in, by the way. as we are done here, just waiting for the guys to get into the Discord. We've already got a couple, just waiting on them. So there we go, folks. Bentley Glazier, Ryan Steele, Kyle McCartney. I'm going to go ahead and go through the grid here, so that's one less thing. Bentley Glazier, Ryan Steele, Kyle McCartney, Ryan Patty, and Jeff Schreimer, your top 5. Then we got Bob Beltrami working his way through the field, Charles Woods, Jeff Hollingsworth, Earl Weaver, Wayne Hutchinson in 10th, Eric Woods in 11th, Dennis Tucson in 12th, Angelo Espo coming back from a very unfortunate accident he had earlier to get a 13th spot. I bet he's glad he got that. Ron Hollyfold in 14th, Dustin Burns in 15th, Keith Kellman there in 16th. 17th is going to be Brian Barnes, James Gamble in 18th, Paul Hoffman in 19th, Paul Kermai coming in 20th, Timothy Bates 21st, David Weaver 22nd, William Fletcher 23rd, Fred Williams 24th, Dan Stussy 25th, Carl Burke 26th. So we're going to hopefully get these guys in here pretty quick. As we're going to go ahead and bring up Ryan Steele. Ryan, congratulations on the second place finish. Tell us about the race. No. Yeah, you came back. I saw you come back a couple times, back from the back to the front. How I saw you driving aggressively as you had to, coming up there. What was it like trying to work through the field through the cautions? No, you're good. Just coming back through the field, we saw you had to drive pretty aggressively there with Bob Beltrami once you got up there, and then had to fall back again. Tell us about working through the field.
I'm like, I don't really blame you for that, and it's a good thing I managed to avoid spinning him out there. I'm glad I didn't manage to tear up too many cars today. That can't be said for everybody else.
Definitely. And Ryan, your audio was out for about halfway through there. I just want to make sure you doubled back on the David Weaver incident and what you had to say about that.
Oh, it's just he left the session before I could talk to him. I wanted to apologize to him about spinning them out somewhat early in the race. I don't remember when.
Yeah, well, it was a hard race, a race of attrition for sure. So Ryan, congratulations on getting that second place finish. You want to shout out who's on the truck?
I have to thank my dog bear teammates for helping me get prepared for the race. I had some interesting technical problems before the race started that I had to try to figure out, and I got to thank you guys for covering the race.
Of course, man. Well, we appreciate having you, and good luck. Hopefully, we'll talk to you next week. Next, we got the third place finish of Kyle McCartney. Kyle, congratulations on a clean run. Tell us what was going on in the race.
Yeah, that was a fun race there. Bummer we kept getting all those cautions. I kind of wanted to see some green flag running and get like 40, 50 laps on the tires. But yeah, those restarts were definitely tough for sure.
Definitely. So staying up front for most of the race, you're one of the only ones that didn't go back and had to make your way back up. So how important was it to stay clean here at Richmond?
Yeah, it was. After we got a bunch of those cautions, I figured when the leaders came in, might as well stay out and try something different, and it actually worked. I'm glad I didn't run green to the end. I wouldn't have made it on fuel, but then probably about, what was that, 30 laps later, we got that caution, kind of helped us out, and and then we were able to hold that track position the rest of the night. So that was good to see.
Yeah, so tell us about the last lap battle with Ryan Steele, and then after the race, what was going on with the 30 there with Ryan Patty?
Oh yeah, that Ryan Steele, man, that was a fun race. He had I think a little bit fresher tires, I believe, than we did, and yeah, he just had a good run, and I tried to pinch him down, but I knew I was a sitting duck, and he made a great pass there, and yeah, the deal with Ryan Patty at ran into me on the last corner, and that's fine. I'm cool with that, but I was still a little steamed from last week when he wrecked me. So yeah, I figured I'd owe him a little bit. Wait till after the race, though.
Definitely, that's the best way to do it. But anyways, man, congratulations again on the third place finish, and who you got on the truck you want to shout out?
Thanks, man. I'll give a shout out to my wife. She's not feeling so hot tonight, so she's down with a little bit of a bug. So hopefully she gets better. And I'd like to give a shout out to you guys in the booth at ESPN. You guys do an awesome job. And Bob Beltrami for running the league. He does an amazing job, and we got a lot of great guys there. So thank you to him as well.
Definitely. Well, appreciate you, Kyle. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, catch you later, James.
And now we got our race leader, Bentley. Is it Glazier?
Glazer.
I said it wrong the entire race.
It's both, actually. It's fine.
It's not both. I got you next time. Glasser, correct?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So, Bentley, you running well the entire race, able to stay clean, which is something that many drivers can't say this week. Tell us about the race and what got you to the end there.
Well, yeah, it was a good race. There in the middle, I accidentally took tires. So that's why I was able to drive through the field and take the lead. So there at the end, I had no tires, and I thought with that last caution, people were going to come pit, and I was going to go way backwards. But it worked out all right.
Definitely. So you were in front a lot of the race, showing why you are our points leader. How important are those points coming into the playoffs?
Very important. And it was just luck that I was able to get around Jeff Schmeier because he was definitely fast, and I was able to get through the field better when we were on freshies, and just was able to keep track position after that.
Definitely. So, well, tell us who you got on the car, who you want to shout out tonight.
Shout out to you and broadcasting, and then shout out to my team, OGR.
There we go, OGR Racing. So, again, heading into next week, hopefully you can run it back, get yourself another championship, and we'll talk to you next week, sir.
Yep, we're definitely going to try.
All right, folks, that's gonna about do it for us here at Esports Broadcasting Network. You can check us out next week. We're gonna be at Bristol, same time, same place, 200 laps at Bristol. It's gonna be the another playoff race. It should be a good one. Then we're headed to Las Vegas on the 16th of November. So, guys, be sure and keep it here. Be sure and check us out next week. We would love to have you, as we are going to finish out the Western States Racing League playoff round of 12. And as always, hopefully we will talk to you next week.